Hello everyone and welcome to a very, very late episode of Zoo Kitchen! And oh my goodness, this one's going to be so exciting because the sugar crisis is over, you guys! I have so much news pertaining to those sugary sweet goods that we will go into in just a moment, but I also have something very, very special that I want to make for tonight's Zoo Kitchen. Zoo Kitchen is a little bit late because there was quite a bit of things going on today, but the most recent thing which made Zoo Kitchen late is the fact that the fire alarms in my house went off very, very loudly for the first time. So we've discovered that yes, the fire alarms in our new home here in Michigan actually work, and we've discovered they're ear-piercingly loud, and we have discovered that the birds very much do not appreciate being woken up from their snoozy nap. For nighttime, I had just turned the lights off and the birdos, my little finches, were going to sleep, and then tweep, 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 really loud. That happened because our house was apparently full of smoke, and that's because Chips, my wonderful darling, aka the guy that you see sitting over, oh, the tree's hiding him right there, sitting right over there. That's my wonderful darling, aka Chips, and he was making some corn on the cob, and it caught on well, I wouldn't say it caught on fire. That sounds really dramatic. It just smoked like a son of a gun in our oven. So our house was full of smoke for a little bit, and that's why Zoo Kitchen is a little bit late. But it has inspired me to go ahead and whip up some delicious corn on the cob for today's Zoo Kitchen episode. But as I mentioned, we actually have the end, the finale to the sugar crisis. There are a couple solutions to our sugar crisis that have come up over the last week, one of which we solved ourselves by going out and collecting up all of those honeybees, quite a few queen bees, and these are just the queen bees that we have left over, not to mention the ones that I have upstairs in my little moss area. But we have quite a few queen bees that we can now put into new apiaries that we can build, and we'll be able to gather up all of the honey from them. We can start getting the honeycomb, or the wax, excuse me. You can get these little wax combs as well. When you take the wax comb and you put it down into the presser, then it becomes beeswax, and you can use the beeswax to make all sorts of candles. So not only can we make honey from the honey that the bees make for us, but we can and you can make hardened leather. I forgot about that. But we can also make tons and tons of candles and like wax. I think the wax is just fancy way to make even more things. So yeah, we'll have plenty of things that we can make from that very useful resource. So there's one way that we can get sugar from the honey from our honeybees. We have our garden honeybees. We have 8, I think it was 8. Yeah, we have about 8 honeybees sprinkled through our temperate forest area. We've got the honeybees inside of our backpack as well. So we're really loaded up for honey. And then, my friends, someone told me something that I had once upon a time known, and I had forgotten about how to make sugar. And I'm going to show you guys this amazing trick to making sugar that I had 100% completely forgotten about. And somebody reminded me, hey Siri, did you know you can put X into a presser? And if you put X into a presser, then you're able to get sugar from it. And I went, I knew that, and I forgot about it. And for some reason, it didn't show up in too many items. And now I feel extremely silly. So we can take our little honey out, and we're going to put beets into the presser and watch what happens here. Yep. Boom! Beet sugar! We have so many beets. Do you guys know how many beets we have? We have more beets than I can shake a ear of corn at. It's so many because we planted beets for our spring garden. Look at all of these. Look at all these beets. And actually look how many. Oh my gosh, we're almost overflowing with how many vegetables we have inside of the vegetable container. I probably need to either start giving away just like bushels of lettuce or doing something with them. So we'll probably do something fancy with the lettuce today. In fact, we can go and feed the peafowl with quite a bit of this lettuce, and that will make them extremely happy. So because it is Zoo Kitchen, and that means feeding both the people and the animals of our zoo, then we'll definitely take some of this lettuce over to the peafowl today, because that would make them very happy. And I'm going to have so many beets, and we're going to go and we're going to actually make sure we have some of these beets planted upstairs so that we have beets constantly in the garden, because beets are actually one of those plants that I find find you can grow almost year round as long as you move them like in a shady area, a little bit of a shady area when it's too hot, or you make sure that you have them covered up when it's a little bit cold. But beets are hardy. Beets are like potatoes. They'll really just keep going for you no matter what time of year it is if you just kind of do a little bit of extra to take good care of them. So I'm pretty excited about this because we can just have beets growing in our garden year round, and now we have pretty much an infinite supply of sugar between the honey and the beets. So that makes me very excited. And then while we're down here, we're going to come over to our staple crops, and we are going to gather up at least one stack of corn. Maybe, what else can I make out of corn? Because it would be fun to make more than one thing out of corn. You can make creamed corn, you can make garden soup, corn flakes. That's kind of fun, actually. Materials for corn soup, corn on the cob, which is what we're going to be making today. You can also make cornmeal, and what can you use cornmeal in? Oh, you can make cornbread. Huh. Well, that might be kind of fun. Why don't we make some cornbread today too? That would be kind of cool. And you just need some eggs for that. So let's see. We'll grab a few stacks of eggs. There we go. And I probably need to shove some of our discoveries that we have managed to pull off into my backpacks. We'll deal with those tomorrow during the hour-long special. But yeah, let's see. So if I want to make corn on the cob, or not corn on the cob. Oh, and you can make popcorn too. Let's make popcorn. We're gonna have corn day because Chips almost set the house on fire. Now I'm being dramatic, really. It just smoked a little from the oven. But my big Chips in real life almost set the house on fire with all of his corn-related goodness because he was feeling like having corn on the cob, which we actually brought home fresh from the market this week. So we're gonna make popcorn over here, and then I will be making some corn on the cob in just a little bit, and we'll also make some cornbread in a little bit too. So we'll mix all of those things together in just a moment. But yes, we have beets, and beets can be pressed into sugar. But you guys, that is not the end of the sugar crisis finale. We actually have some mail, and they mentioned, wonderful people in the comments mentioned, hey Seri, go check your mail because a certain Nirne has given you a gift of something you need. And I went, oh, that's so fun. I wonder if Nirne left me like a tiger or something like that. Oh, look that. There's a little mail. And I was like, oh, well, normally I read the mail on the normal episodes and not the Zoo Kitchens, but I'm just going to take a little peekaroo to see what's in here. And you guys, it's sugar. There's so much sugar. There's sugar everywhere. There's sugar all over the place because Nirne has so much sugar cane. Look at how much sugar we've got. There's so many stacks of sugar. There's so many stacks. We'll be able to make so much food. Now I can really get to making that jam. Now we're talking business, you guys. Now we can get all of those picnic baskets filled up with food over at the picnic pickup stall, and we can start putting in the cougar exhibit. We can start putting in the big beehive area I want to make for the rest of the bees. We can put in the hellbender. We can start adding in so many new exhibits, and I'm so excited. And I think there's also a zombie villager. I'm so happy, you guys. There's toast, there's Nutella, there's a pina colada. Oh, there's even cake for my girls. My girls will love this. I might finally be able to make my little maids not so mad at me. And we have a note from Nirne, and we'll tuck all of this in properly tomorrow and really celebrate in the hour-long special since we've got some popcorn popping in the stove right now. And really, Chips reminded me why we shouldn't leave the stove unattended after tonight. And actually, he was standing right next to it, so I think that's what startled all of us. All right, here we go. Dear Seri, I heard your exchange students are on strike. Oh no, here is some sugar and cake that they might enjoy. There's also a little snack in there for you too, from Nirne. P.S. I found this poor zombie villager over in Pirate's Alley. Could you treat him for his illness? I would love to, Nirne. I would love to. Oh my goodness. So we're going to take care of these things properly tomorrow. And Chips will absolutely love the Nutella. He is such a sucker for anything sweet like that. That is so much fun. So much fun. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. So that's fantastic. And let's rush back inside before I light something on fire, leaving that stove unattended. And then we're also going to come down, and I think I'm going to go ahead and clear up this little bell pepper patch right here. And then we're going to come in before my wonderful Aki, I guess her sisters are still sleeping, can try to help. And we're going to put down a little patch of beets. So we're more or less always going to leave a little patch of beets because then we know that we can have a bit of sugar. And yes, aster seeds right over there. And all of my dogs are, oops, sorry about that little Aki. I almost smacked her in the face. I've done that to my cousins before. Like when you turn around and you're talking to somebody and you're a hand talker like I am, and you just accidentally smack a kid in the face and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And because they're little, they don't believe you. And it's like, you don't understand. You're exactly at my hand level. And you were just standing behind me so quietly. I didn't know you were there. It's led to a lot of trauma in my family, you guys. A lot of trauma indeed. But all right, so let's check on everything. Nirne is like the absolute sugar gift, the sugar fairy. She's now forever going to be known as the sugar fairy in my humble opinion. We now have a little sugar producing stand over there. We've got our honeybees all over the place. Eventually we are actually going to be making a proper honeybee. I actually started a path. I'm so excited. You know I'm serious about building exhibits when I start paths. But we have a little path started to what this area back here is going to be hopefully the beehive area, where I'm going to set up extra beehive aviaries, and then we'll have the little carpenter's area where we're going to have that cabin where we'll have a carpenter who works there and we can buy a bunch of wood furniture from. And then we have the little int, kind of like an int valley, int field. It's kind of like an int glade, I guess, where there's a few ints and a beautiful little forest that they tend to right over here. So we are working on expanding the temperate forest area. I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited to build this little bridge that we're going to put over the edge, right? Or like over this little ravine right here, actually. But anyway, it's getting late, so let's continue cooking. All right, we've got some popcorn popping in the oven over here. Let's see. I think it goes like in order. So, oh gosh. So we'll just leave the popcorn to pop as quickly as it will. And then we have tons of sugar from the beets. That makes me super happy. And I tested it, and yes, you can use hoppers under these pressers, and you can put a chest under the hopper. So we can actually set this up to be an automatic pressing station, which is what we're definitely going to do in the future for the honeybees over at like the big beehive apiary area that we're going to build in the temperate forest, and the soybeans for our wonderful little Puddin's soybean field where she's going to be making cheese in the future. So yeah, we've got a lot popping around our zoo. I'm pretty excited. We're really getting in the swing of things again. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and continue to work on some of the other things that we can cook. So we are going to be making not the cornmeal just yet. We're going to be making corn on the cob, and that's just going to require a little bit of butter and some of the corn on the cob. So we've got a lot of corn. How much butter do I have? I have 48 butter. So let's do 24. We'll make 24 corn on the cob tonight in honor of Chip's, like, setting off the fire alarms. So there we go. Now we have some corn on the cob. I wonder, crispy chip corn is what I'll call it. So in honor of Chips almost setting the house on fire, like I keep saying, though he really didn't. I'm just being goofy. And then let's go ahead and grab the mortar and pestle, and we're going to grind the corn into cornmeal. And I guess we'll go ahead and grind this corn into cornmeal. And I could, let's just grind all of it. I'm sure I could use the cornmeal at some point in the future. So we'll wash this off in our little sink. We have bat moth with us to make sure all of our food tastes delicious. And then we're going to mix everything together to make corn bread. So now we need fresh milk and eggs, seagull or pigeon or peafowl eggs if you felt like making those kinds of meals. But we're just going to stick to normal chicken eggs because I have a lot of them actually. So we'll go ahead and put the cornmeal right there. And what did I need? The skillet. All right, so let's grab the skillet. There we go. And we'll put the skillet right over here. And then we're going to grab, I love cooking. And just wait, you guys, we're going to be working on some custom recipes. Custom food, custom crops. Oh, I'm so excited. I get really excited about those things. There's that. And then the eggs. Dun, 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 the cornbread. Sweet. And I don't think you can, like, use anything with it. What do I eat cornbread with? I usually always eat cornbread with soup. And back when I wasn't vegan, it would be like the ham bone soup. So I need to make like a hearty soup or like a tomato soup to go with the cornbread, I think, because that would be pretty yummy. So we'll have lots of cornbread that we can share with our friends and that we can also put into the picnic pickup bags, which I want to fill up. I don't know how quickly they're going to sell. Probably not very quickly at all, unless everybody surprises me and just starts coming over for picnics. Oh, we have raisins we can put in there too. There we go. We've got some popcorn popping. Wonderful. And then a little bit more cornmeal. We can eventually make that into things like tortillas, I believe. And then we can make the tortillas into other foods. I love, like tacos. So we could make tacos and burritos one day. That'll be fun. Or nachos. What? That'll have to be one of Puddin's things where everything, what can you make cheese into? I feel like pudding would not only make cheese, and I want to figure out a way to make like really fancy cheese. There's actually a mod for even more fancy cheeses, but unfortunately I don't think it was compatible with our current mods. But what can you use cheese in? Because now I'm curious. Zesty zucchini. Oh man, there's so many things. There's so many things. Stuffed mushroom. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're going to have fun with that. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. But all right, now we have some cornmeal. I'm going to go ahead and put that away. Maybe in here? I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to sort this thing. Oh yeah, and I have all this chocolate. Huh. Maybe some gingerbread to take down. Cereal chocolate bars sounds like it would be a fun thing to put into our little picnic pickup bags. And then I guess I'll go ahead and put the cornmeal in here. And we'll sort of sort out this pantry. I know some people are actually really into sorting things in Minecraft, so we'll sort that pantry out later. All right, so crispy chip corn. And then cornbread, and then we're working on popcorn, and then we have plenty of sugar now, so I'm very, very, very happy about that. And we definitely need to make something a little bit healthier, if you ask me. We've got snacks, we've got sugary things. I guess corn on the cob could be kind of healthy, but I'm just thinking we need to make something kind of maybe salad-y, especially because we have so much salad mix-ins, or like celery. Celery, to me, is a good snack. Chips hates celery, though. And let's grab a few of these lettuces, and we'll take down some like piles of lettuce to the peafowl because I know they'll enjoy that. Is this full now? Phooey, that's full. Is this full now? That's full. Oh, Seri, you need to empty your packs more often. But what's something healthy we can make to add? Spicy greens, the McPam. I'm looking for more like salad-y stuff. There's Caesar salad if we wanted to get really fancy. Garden soup. There's an idea. Spring salad. Yeah, that's more like it. I think we'll just make like a few spring salads, and we can actually use, it looks like, almost any other vegetable, including spices or zucchinis. You can use tomatoes. Let's see how many tomatoes we have. Maybe we'll make like a couple different types of spring salads. Like let's make tomato lettuce spring salad. And then I think I saw one where the spring salad was actually salad like not the citrus salad. Let's make spring salad. Yeah, but I think I saw one where it was, there's mint leaves, broccoli, zucchini, yeah, sunflower seeds or walnuts or rhubarb or cauliflower. Do I have enough seeds of some kind? Where would seeds go? Seeds would be herbs and spices, or not seeds. I meant to say like walnuts, but I don't think I have enough of the nuts because those are a lot harder to gather since my Akis can't just harvest them nonstop. So phooey, that was an idea, but phooey. All right, maybe we'll just go ahead and do rhubarb. We could do rhubarb. Like, we'll name it something cool. All right, so let's make some salad, and then we'll take the peafowl, their lettuce. How's our popcorn popping? Popcorn's popping on the apricot tree pretty quickly. And then let me see. How is our spring salad? It just needs a cutting board now, or we can make fish lettuce wraps. Oh, there's so many things you could make. Okay, we're just gonna grab the cutting board then, or maybe we can do it on the cutting board, like so. Yeah, there we go. So there's some spring salad there. And then there's some spring salad there. I'm kind of tempted just to put in like the raw celery for people to enjoy, but maybe a mixed salad would be good. Oh, well, that'll be another day. We've made enough things for today, I think. We're working on the popcorn. We're working on the the crispy chips corn cobs. We have cornbread. We have some salads. I do feel like I need I guess jam, actually. We should do some jam. That's what we should do. Now that we have all of the sugar, that's what we should do in order to celebrate the fact we have our jelly. I guess you could put jelly on cornbread if you really wanted to. Let's go grab some berries. We'll just grab like the first selection of berries, maybe strawberry, and we will go ahead and make some jam because now we have plenty of sugar to be able to do so with. All right, berry basket. You know what? We'll do strawberry jam because that sounds like it might be good on cornbread. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. All right, and then strawberry, cherry, strawberry jam recipe. We just need the sugar, the saucepan, and the strawberries. All right, now let's just grab the saucepan. There we go. And now we've got lots of fun food. Boom! Look at that. Everything moves so much faster when you have the ingredients. So Nirne was our sugar fairy. We are ready to go. Wonderful. So now all we're going to do is I'm actually going to nibble on the corn on the cob. I can't help it. I'm just so excited because like that's my chips scored on the cob. And then I guess I'll have like I'm gonna have a cornbread too. It's not often I actually eat the things we make, and I really love to. There we go. And now we're gonna take the lettuce. So Aki, she's giving me so much tea. So much tea. I don't even know what to do with all of it. All right, let's just put the tea up here. We'll have to have like a tea ceremony day. That would be kind of fun. All right, and let's go feed the peafowl. I can actually ride Aster Seed. Aster Seed! That's what you're here for, my love. So that tomorrow we can go back over to the temperate forest area and get stuff done over there quickly too. All right, we've actually made a lot of food. I'm going to have to see how much of it is going to fill up our picnic bags tomorrow. Okay, Aster Seed, don't move. I have to go straight up from where we're at. Oh, buddy, that's going to be a little tricky. And let's see. Oh, I guess I didn't even land inside. I thought I landed inside the peafowl area for some reason, but I wasn't even close. So that was kind of silly. Oh, look, and here's more lettuce from their little like personal lettuce garden that I put right here to be one of our sort of like casual gardens where it's like half decoration, half garden for feeding the animals. Hi, everybody. How are you, my wonderful peafowl? It appears you've been taught to be a little bit quieter now. Interesting. Oh, and that's right. Now the peafowl will actually dig things up for you. So our white peafowl will still lay these gold ingots, which is amazing. It can help us to cure the zombie villager that nearly left for us. But the other peafowl, some of the males will go around and they will actually drop things like sometimes feathers or sometimes leaves and like more leaves we just picked up. And it's just really fun because they're going to be giving you quite a bit more in terms of like just ambient things. Oh, there's another of the gold ingots. Thank you very much, peafowl prince. And here are some eggs from the females, so we can gather up some peafowl eggs. It appears we have a puppy. What are you doing in here? How did Puppy or Duck get in here? Puppy, you've escaped from your dog mother. Puppy, how did Puppy the duck get all the way in here, you guys? I have no idea. I have no idea. We'll have to return Puppy tomorrow, like, to the right place. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe that. Can't even, see it, like, the birds will dig up seeds for you now, too, which I think is pretty fun. All right, so let's come over to Keeper Mitchie, and she's actually going to take all of these, all of these lettuce for us, which is really going to help us. No, don't take the celery, for crying out loud. Take the lettuce. No, take the lettuce. Oh, I guess I'm feeding my people celery too. I guess they're in the mood for something I wasn't expecting today. You do have to be careful of that now and then. All right, Keeper Mitchie, that threw off my calculations, and now I'm not going to have enough room for everything, you know, ma'am. Ah, dear. All right, well, they can have a little bit more of my lettuce, and then suddenly we've met our problem. We've met our problem, Keeper Mitchie. Suddenly I don't have enough room. So we're going to have to set up, and this is kind of a practical thing I've been thinking about. Instead of making it so that I have to come to each keeper and sometimes things don't quite go the way I thought because we run out of room to be able to do zookeeper points or be able to work with them, what we're going to start doing is just having areas where we can kind of do the drop off like we do with our squirrels, where I can just walk up to a box. And we can just work with the box instead. All right, Keeper Mitchie, I think we might be able to make it by virtue of the peafowl are extremely hungry. This will be good because the salt seller should be actually selling salt soon. No, Keeper Mitchie, this isn't what I wanted in life. This is not what I wanted in life, but there we go. Oh, we did manage it. So these are zookeeper experience points. And when you help the zookeepers by feeding the animals here in Zoodesia Zoo, then I guess Twitch is so much stuff. Okay. Oh gosh. Then you can actually keep the zookeeper experience points and you can turn them in for cash at the ATMs, or you can go ahead and you can actually, okay, there's my torches again. Oh, hello, Hera. Are you sitting in the chair there? That's kind of hilarious. Or you can exchange them in the future at zookeeper stations where you can get like special items or special animals or permits to have certain animals by proving your zookeeper talent and your zookeeper dedication with your zookeeper experience. So yeah, did I say zookeeper enough to confuse you yet? Because that was my goal. I know I confused myself, and that's always a sign I have rambled, Aster Seed. All right, no, Aster Seed, that's a leaf. Please, Please spare me. Okay, Aster C, good. Somehow he got me right through the leaves. All right, so there we go, you guys. I'm going to turn in these zookeeper points so that we can have our wee bit of money. And we now have some corn on the cob to celebrate the fact that Chips tried to burn the house down today, which was pretty entertaining. Pretty entertaining. And again, I'm being dramatic. It was totally fine. We were never in danger. It was just kind of hilarious that our fire alarms went off for the first time just because he was trying to make corn on the cob. The sugar crisis is over. I should have plenty of popcorn popped inside of the oven. And then tomorrow we'll have to reveal some of the fun names that I've come up with for the various foods we've prepared. And yeah, then we'll stick them into the picnic baskets, and we'll see if we have enough wool to be able to lay down picnic blankets, and then start working on the black bear exhibit and so many of the other things in the other exhibits over in the temperate forest area. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye-bye.